the White House is dealing with plenty of investigations and allegations and leaks right now, but the one thing that could really hurt the current resident is his own Twitter account. His latest tweets made the case for his travel ban, even though his own administration keeps saying it's not a ban. And don't take the tweets seriously. He says it's my direct line to the American people. So who are we supposed to believe? He says don't believe the media, but these are his people saying don't believe his tweets.
We've got to believe his tweets. I mean, and not only is this a direct line to his supporters and to the American people, it's a direct line to the Supreme Court justices that are going to be deciding the travel ban. That's what's shocking to me, because he's saying it is a travel ban. Well, all of the courts around the country that have looked at it have said you can't have a travel ban based on religious discrimination. And he's now double downing and saying, you know what, Justice Department, you should have gone with the original one that had more strength, you know? So I don't understand why he's saying
How do you explain his point of view, which is that there are...
You can't. Well, let me just say that right off the bat. You can't.
I don't want to give him anything here, but I'm just asking the question. Because they will say there are many Muslim countries with allowed to come in. So how can you say it's a religious ban?
Yeah. You can defend that?
I can defend that, sure. Because of because if it were a ban on all Muslims, look, I have a problem with the way he's presenting it, for sure. But if this were a ban on all Muslims, then you would have every single Muslim majority country banned, and that's not what's happening. You have 7 particular countries.
Not because one Muslim majority. There are Muslims all over the world.
But we're not banning all Muslims. He's not saying that. He's saying there are 7 countries right now where there has been a process with the vetting. There are people that are coming over where we are taking a temporary period of time where we're going to fix this system temporarily and make sure that the people that are coming from these countries don't have ties to Al-Qaeda, that we can properly vet them. And then once that period of time is over, that 120 days or whatever it is, we're going to let them back in, including refugees.
That would have worked, Jed, had he not said this is a Muslim ban.
100%
Rudy Giuliani
is the problem.
Here's the other problem, is that, you know, constitutionally, you cannot ban a religion.
No.
He's not banning a religion.
He is banning a religion. Yes. You know, listen, I'm sorry, it is. You're a Muslim, that's also your religion.
It's the way he said it himself.
What Kellyanne Conway's husband is saying is he's actually imposing on his own legal battle by tweeting. And the thing that's frustrating to me is they need to get on the same page. It'd be nice if the administration would have one meeting together and come out.
Shut up.
Well, thank you. That was the ideal. But he spent the entire... Since he came into the campaign trail, he has said he was going to use Twitter as his platform, as a direct line to the people, without the fake media, and he didn't trust anyone. Now, in the last day or two, I find it super confusing to watch him, because now they're flip-flop. Now they're saying, you're obsessing on Twitter. But that's what we've always heard from him. That's what we've always relied on.
Joe Scarborough this morning made an interesting point. He said that when he was running, he would say things, crazy stuff, and tweet to appeal to his base. And that worked. He got elected because he was acting in his own interest. Now he's acting against his own interest by doing this. So that is a sign of something wrong over there, you see? Because when you start acting against your own self, there's something is not right in your head.
Does he know that he's acting against himself? I don't even think he understands.
I don't think so.
Because he wants to be right. He would have to acknowledge that the initial ban that was proposed was problematic. The initial way. Then there was what he's calling a watered down version that he signed off on, that he's now criticizing. So he's criticizing himself, but I don't want to conflate. This guy is a mess. He is a mess. I'm willing to acknowledge that. He is a total mess. But the President of the United States, no matter who he is, has to be able to say.
That's all I'm saying.
The President, whether it's Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Al Gore, I don't care who it is, the President has to be able to look at countries and say, the vetting process from these countries, I don't care if they're Christian, I don't care if they're Muslim.
Can I point something out to you?
That's what he's doing.
But no, that's not what he's doing. That has been in place when Obama first said, hey, we got to take a look at these countries because there's a leak here. It's too porous. He's already done that. What he is doing, look, there's nothing you can do, new guy, about the fact that you are never going to be the first black president. You're never going to take that away, okay? So you're not going, you can't erase Obama, okay? But you also have to stick with what is real. Now, one of the reasons I say this is because I've looked at this insanity that he's sort of thrown out at the mayor of London. Now, the mayor of London was very, very clear about what he was saying. Do you have it ready, my friends? Okay, please show.
Londoners will see an increased police presence today and over the course of the next few days. No reason to be alarmed. One of the things the police and all of us need to do is make sure we're as safe as we possibly can be. I'm reassured that we are one of the safest global cities in the world, if not the safest global city in the world.
So now, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't erase it. That's what the man said.
Yeah.
What the new guy put up was vastly different. And my question is, why do you get to rewrite the truth of what someone is saying when you just pick and choose? How can you continue to do that?
I don't even think he paid attention.
Well, he had
so
to because he responded. Do you have what his stuff was, y'all?
Well, he responded to the tweet.
No, I think he listened. The thing is that we have to all be willing to say,
Wait, there it
here's
is.
the tweet.
So this is what he put up.
Right.
But
At
any
least
person
now,
listening to that clip or reading the original tweet by the mayor will understand what he said.
People don't listen to the original clip. They're listening to this.
No, but also
That's the problem.
Donald Trump has convinced his base. He's telling the truth and everyone else is lying.
Yes.
So he continues to do that.
But
I agree.
the video, what do you think, they got a guy and did some paint on him and made him say some stuff? Come on, you saw what we all saw. I don't understand, and I get that you don't like liberals or whatever, but I don't understand how you can allow the lying to continue. You've allowed this idea that science isn't real, that truth isn't told by anybody but people who just showed up on the scene, really on television, used to be a TV reality guy, and you're saying that this is the reality. The reality is in front of you. Somebody's got to grow up on this part.
Yeah. Well, what they need to do is hold him accountable. This guy doesn't know what he's doing, and I think the first step for the Republicans, they have serious arguments to make on these issues when it comes to the UK. They can talk about assimilation. They can talk about how the immigration policies in the UK maybe were too lax and are leaving a vacuum for people to come in. You can have these conversations, but the president is not your asset in these conversations. He makes our job harder. So when I want to talk about that, when I want to talk about that 23% of British Muslims would like Sharia law introduced instead of laws laid down by Parliament, that is a problem we need to talk about. But Donald Trump doesn't help me out when he goes after the mayor.
Where did you get that
2016 survey of British Muslims.
Okay, I would say spend some time in London, because I don't think that's accurate. But
all I'm saying though is you can have an argument about.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
you see what I'm doing?
Yes, I do.
I'm trying to get us